Vowel, please.
Da-da-da-da-da.
No, Para.
Is there an O, Donovan?
This should help. There are 3 of them.
Well, wouldn't you know it? We have 3 of them. Someone fan Donovan tell me 40 bursts in the flames from Locker.
Spin the wheel.
Okay.
Hey, one. Come on, show me the big money.
$100.
Numbskull. You freaking biscuit.
I'll take a D.
Noah, you freaking biscuit.
Biscuit!
Spin. And thank you, Para Ranger 1.
What did Noah say?
$5,000!
Come on!
Three of them!
Come on. There are 3 of them.
You're so paid. There are 3 of them. Big time amount for that. Big time money.
50,000 out of 3 H's.
I would like to buy a vowel, please.
Oh my god, everybody calm down.
How about you?
Yes.
How about
All the vowels.
Oh!
Solve the puzzle.
Oh man, oh jeez.
Shoulder.
No, in case you guys are wondering what happened, no
Congratulations.
The
Outstanding.
zoo for nothing. Basically nothing.
Let's
What
see
she
how
said.
all the players do.
That's what she said, yeah, in your gynecologist's office, Noah.
Good
Oh
job.
my
Next round.
Okay,
On to the next
the
round.
tempers that completely get out of hand here. Let's move on to round
The
5.
category is
Welcome back. It's time for another collection video. This shirt and these 2 shirts right here are not going to be the focus of this collection I'm showing right now. This is going to be a Piston Cup Racers. And I'm going to show you all my Piston Cup cars collection. I know I have more Piston Cup Diecast cars, Lightning McQueen car style, but this one I'm just going to focus on the Piston Cup Racers. Starting with one of my most recent purchases of the Piston Cup car. This was not in the original Cars movie. This was from Cars 3, and it has the sponsor intersection. I don't know what intersection is. Is that a breast cancer company? Because it looks like a certain similarity to Susan G. Komen, but for cars. But anyway, you see this on very few parts of Cars 3. In the early days before Jackson Storm forced everybody to retire. Up next, we have the car that is voiced by the Intimidator's son himself, Dale Earnhardt Jr. This is almost exactly the same paint scheme they used in NASCAR from 2003 to 2007. It's got the dash, the DEI dash, and the number 8. But this one's just Dale Earnhardt Incorporated as a sponsor rather than his NASCAR sponsor, Budweiser, because nobody wants to sponsor beer to a kid's toy. I learned that the hard way when I unboxed Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Rusty Wallace when they had the beer sponsors on them. They had like a stand stuck to them. I had to unscrew them. Alright, next up we have... Hold on, let me just take some of these out, the ones I already did. so I don't get confused. This is Trunk Fresh, one of the newer designed cars from the Cars original movie. You could see with the weak and scared face that he's more of a rookie than a experienced pro. So scared to win races when there's Chick Hicks, Lightning McQueen, and the King out there. I barely ever see this. If you're going to see a car like this, you're mostly going to see him in the crash pack that Chick Hicks caused during the movie. Up next, we have one of my first Piston Cup cars I ever got. No Stall. By the way, we're doing the ones besides Lightning McQueen, the King, and Chick Hicks, because those three are just really popular. They deserve their own collection. I'll do that in another collection, the main stars. This car was mostly seen with this car, leakless, in the Diecast promos. This was in a double pack when No Stall and Leakless were in a big crash that Chick Hicks caused. And I believe Leakless was upside down like this. That almost looks pretty identical to the movie. So, No Stall and Leakless are some of the first cars my brother and I got. This one looks similar to Chick Hicks, except he's a little newer and has a really aggressive, foul, sore loser attitude like Chick Hicks. Never mind. I don't know why I was saying that. I just came up with some random stuff there. Up next, we have our first triple-digit number, Little Torquey Pistons. I'm not sure what Little Torquey Pistons is. I think it's like a little protection for your pistons on your engine. But this looks like one of the cars that was from 1996 to 2002. And like all the others, he was in the big crash with that Chick Hicks caused. Up next, we have Blinker with the number 21 car. And the number 21 is usually a Wood Brothers car, but Blink R is not from the Wood Brothers. I'm not sure what racing company in Cars 3 he was from, but this is one of those rare sponsors, new, exclusive. I think I got this car at Kmart when it was in its final doomsday, days as a business. Kmart was still open in Vero Beach, and I got this car from that place. I'm kind of surprised, too. Kmart is an old store, and it was long closed in Fort Pierce, but Vero Beach surprisingly still hung on until it finally came to a complete end. Up next, we have some candy. And by candy, oh, sorry. I mean gaskets. The racetrack treat. These look like sandwich-filled wafers that that cars eat. It will kind of taste good for humans too, but just take some metal, all that metal out of it. More wheat and cream and less metal and lead, and humans will love it. And his name is Sage Vanderspin. Sage sounds like a girl's name. And he even is goofy like a girl, but he's here growling like an angry, determined racer in his 1996-2002 NASCAR style. Design. This is not one of those racers right now. This is the new pace car. And these were, here we go. Charlie Checker was the name of the original pace car from the first Cars movie. But when cars got more advanced, more modernized, the pace car became this guy, Pat Traxon, who is a play-on of the legendary crew chief Pat Trison. Anyway, there are some cars in this collection I don't have. I hopefully I'll buy them soon, but who knows, that might take ages. And they cost a lot of money now because they're so rare. Anyway, here is the first Piston Cup car, besides McQueen, King, and Chick Hicks, that we got. Nitrade. I remember my brother and I constantly talking about this racer whenever Lightning McQueen was passing through a lot of racers. Nitrade is a high energy drink. Some of these energy drinks could be something that humans could try out too, as long as there's no gasoline, oil, or lead in any of these. But anyway, he's usually seen in the beginning of the film and near the end of the film, before the blown tire incident and the three-way tie. Alright. Here we go with the next one. We got Clutch-Aid. This, I believe, I got online. I'm not sure yet. It might have been a part of the, like, pit launcher, some sorts. Like, it was one of those newly released pit launcher. It was one of those Kmart Collector's Event 2 rare cars. And luckily I was able to buy this somewhere. I'm not sure if it was online or not, but it looks pretty new. And it's not, the tires are not synthetic rubber, unfortunately. Or are they? Nope, I sense they're not. And by the way, that car, Clutch-Aid, was the last car that Chick and the King passed en route to catching up to Lightning McQueen to force the three-way tie. This racer is by far one of the worst racers in the Piston Cup circuit. According to a manual or a book I got on Piston Cup cars, this racer, four-wheel drive, dirt decals, crashes on every race. He's raced in, like, I believe 300 plus races, and he's not finished any single one of them. This car, it would be like a lucky day 200 to 1 or probably 1 million to 1 long shot if this car finally won the Piston Cup. Okay, let me sit down and get a better comfortable position. This car, Octane Gain, I believe I got this from Kmart in Tullahoma, Tennessee. I remember them still having this type of car. Yeah, a lot of these are rare nowadays, the synthetic rubber. I wouldn't be surprised if they're going like 15 bucks, 20 bucks online because they're so rare. But in the first movie, he was seen when leakless, and him were laughing at each other after the crash. But the crash was still going because cars can lose control. Oh, hang on. Let me check what octane gain is. Turbo vitamins. Like I said, less lead and humans can maybe consume them. Okay, here we have shiny wax. I believe I got this from off a... No, I know where I got this from. It was one of the Collector Event 5 cars. That was at the Sears in St. Lucie West. It was called Sears Essentials at the time, but most people would call it Sears. This one is one of those rare cars that you would see on the track. It's got that French mustache. Oui, oui, I'm shiny wax. And I don't know what my shiny wax is for. This one, in the original Cars movie, was part of the doubles pack with Gasprin, but nowadays this one wasn't even in stores anymore. You had to wait until you bought them online or the new movie came out. So I was lucky enough to get this because I didn't have this sponsor. Toe cap is hitch protector. This and Gasprin was seen when Leighton McQueen rode the wall and passed by the two cars. Up next, we have Transberry Juice, number 63. This car was actually leading the race before Chick Hicks was seen and spun out Transberry Juice, number 63. But then the King took the lead, and who knows where Transberry Juice ended up. Up next, we have Bumper Save, another French car. Bumper Save, is it a convenience store of some sorts? I'm not sure. But this car was seen when Chick Hicks was yelling, "Come on, come on, come on," next to Chick Hicks. Yeah, he was next to Chick Hicks when he said it. Next, we have another rare sponsor, Sputter Stop. I don't believe I've seen this in close up in the movie. I think you gotta, like, pause the movie and, like, go slowly on it just to get a clear look at it. Sputter Stop is cold engine relief. It's either a Alka-Seltzer or a Pepto-Bismol, Alka-Seltzer, or any kind of thing that can cure a runny nose. Something antihistamine-like. And here is one of the cars I've been wanting to get for a long time. Now I finally got it, but for a ridiculous over $20 price. This is Mood Springs. This was the car that was seen, basically the most stupid car ever. He was seen spinning in a spinning while he was in the air. And he was basically towed out of the race. He couldn't continue in the race. And he even called the tow truck guy his coach. Actually, he might not be stupid. If you're knocked out and crashed, you can act stupid. Is there any more in here? Just got a couple more out. Just so I don't shuffle and make any noise. Up next, we have one of the Dinoco guys named Hank Weathers, voiced by the failure Petty, Kyle Petty. I shouldn't say failure. He got 8 NASCAR Cup Series wins. Dinoco was Hank Weathers' sponsor after Richard Petty, the King, retired. And he was replaced by, eventually, Cruz Ramirez in the 3rd film. Up next, we have Greg Candyman, or Taco Mint. Taco Mint is the high revving mint for your motor. These cars look so sweet. Even humans can even try and eat them if they take the oil and lead out and the metal. He's another one of those rare guys. I think he pretty much had a different color, maybe even a brighter brown color in the film. But this is one of those cool-looking sweet cars, along with gaskets right here. Up next, we have the guy that was with Towcap, Gasprin, Hood Acreleaf. Honestly, I know it's a Cars movie, like a world full of cars, but why do they need to advertise a medication for a kid's toy? It's like the same as advertising beer for a kid's toy. But anyway, this was one of the cars that was with Towcap when Lightning McQueen passed them riding the wall. Up next, we have another sorry. We have another racer, French racer, named Shifty Drug. I first thought this was Shifty Iron, because it was so hard to recognize far away. And it's got the name Drug in it. This is another thing they shouldn't market for kids, but it's a collector's event, so Mattel doesn't care. But this was part of a launcher I got along with whatever car I had. This car right here. And I got it at Toys R Us. And his name is Kevin Racing Tire, number 35. Up next, we have another French racer. Retread tire deodorant. Tire deodorant. I guess that's for people who are off-road and need to find some time to clean off their tires real quick. This is the guy. He was another one of those rare launchers I got. I think I got this close to my birthday, I think. Up next, we have Sparrow Mint. Not to be confused with Taco Mint right there. This is Sparrow Mint. This was one of the first cars from the collector's event that I got, along with Transberry Juice. This is another one of those rare cars. I believe you need to slow down the movie in order to see this clearly, but this is a pretty rare one to see in the movie. Up next, we have RPM. This is one of those early cars I got before I even heard of the collector's event. RPM is named Winford Bradford Rutherford. What a name. It should be named WBR, the sponsor for his names. RPM is nighttime backfire suppressant. Okay, another medication in a car, in a diecast car. And by the way, that number 64 was the car that Chick Hicks hit that caused the big crash. Up next, we have Vitaline. Now, there was an original Vitaline, number 51. I believe that was the number, but that one's rarely sold in stores anymore. He is named Brick Yardley. A little pun of Brickyard as in Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This number was then taken over by Chase Elliott, who was named Chase Racelot, or Racelot. Alright. We got a couple more to get out, I think. This is a Denny Hamlin number. Combustor. The power of online banking. For the first time ever, we got something that's not an energy drink or a food. This is a bank. And it was... There's no name on this. Oh well, but this was from the third movie. And here we go with another car. This is one of my brother's favorite diecast cars. He loved this number 84. I laughed so hard when he got rammed in the crash while McQueen was trying to get out of it. What is revolting? Rebuilt alternators. And I also got that with N2O Cola. N2O Cola is, I believe, Coca-Cola for cars. This was in the same design as this car right here in the movie, which I'm very surprised they didn't even change it into that design. They had to make N2O Cola pretty weak. Okay, those are my cars. Looking for a couple more. I believe I got one more. And this is Viewzine, number 39, who's also in this design. Viewzine is corrective windshield. He was the one that was hit right when Chick Hicks said, "Get through that, McQueen." I know, it's so hard to believe that I know so much knowledge about this movie. And one more, I believe. This was the car that had the rear view mirror onboard camera on the back of his car in front of Lightning McQueen. Sidewall Shine. I believe it is a tire cleaner. And rounding out the collection are the King, Chick Hicks, and Lightning McQueen. Okay, get him out. And there they are, the main three. The three guys who were in the three-way tie. Well, technically, McQueen would have not been part of the tie had he not stick his tongue out That tongue thing should have been illegal, honestly. And I think it is illegal in NASCAR. And that's my collection of Piston Cup racers. I'm pretty sure I have a lot more I need to get. But, I'm not worried about it getting about waiting. I can get it anytime. Get all of them. There is one 84 that's called Apple. The all-white car. That's very rare. It was seen on lap 294 when the king was passing him. And that's my collection. We'll see you next time for another video. Be a dumb brother or sister today.